if anyone came back yet.
Let me get the other video pulled up.
Yeah, get that pulled up. How was I going to ask you if you had pulled that up and how I went to it again?
Okay, so
Of course, she's got ads right at the beginning.
I'm so annoyed right now. Grammarly helps you work more efficiently, which makes accomplishing your work goals easier. This is the kind of stuff that
Okay, so 1.5. Streamlabs. There you go, babe.
We're back.
Back.
We are back. Hi everyone. Sorry about that. It always well, it doesn't always happen. We get lucky sometimes, but we think the internet went out or something. But we are here now. And tonight's topic that I wanted to talk about for Vlogoween episode 5. I didn't vlog this past weekend because we had the whole Buff Bunny collection launch. So I thought it'd be fun to do a live because I wanted to talk about Jaclyn Hill. She's doing this Jaclyn's Journey right now, and some of you may watch her, some of you may not. But there's some things I want to talk about there in terms of getting healthy and some of what she discussed in her last video. So if you don't watch her, that's fine. I will kind of like play bits of a clip from that video. And I do just want to preface this for those that are here right now, or even if you come back to the channel and watch it back, you may notice a couple things. Number one, I look haggard AF. Number two, if I don't seem as peppy or if I don't speak as well as I normally do, it's because I have not slept in going on, what would it be now, 36 hours?
Something like that.
I did not sleep last night, so I just want to do a quick little story time / dietitian pro tip for you. Okay, last night I was like trying to be a good little girl. I'm like, I'm tired, it's late, but I'm gonna go do my training. So I took my 1UP Nutrition makes a stim-free pre-workout. Totally fine. Well, not totally fine, because actually it doesn't really react with me that well. It really throws off my body temperature. I promise I'm gonna get to the point. But I did good, I got my workout done. I was interacting with you guys a lot on stories. I was in a great mood. You know, kind of like having just such a great night, such a great mood. Came upstairs, I trained, I did the bike, I came upstairs. It was like 9 o'clock at night, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. Like, just a big shaker cup of branched chain aminos sounds so good. So I go in the cupboard, grab the container, plop my scoop in, and I chug a lug. You know, I chug the whole thing down, which is funny because sometimes I'll drink like half of it or something. No, I chug it down. So Jason and I are laying on the couch, and I didn't say anything to him, but I started feeling like super fidgety. Actually, I did mention to him, I was like, I don't know why, but that's stim-free. Feels like, didn't I say to you, like it has stims in it?
Yeah.
I was like, it's making me feel like I had stimulants in it. Like I just couldn't sit still in a weird way. Like I just had to like keep moving and doing things. So he ended up going to bed, and I'm like, I feel nauseous. Let me eat some cheese. Let's see if cheese fixes all the things. So I ate a little paw full of cheese cubes. That did nothing. I still didn't feel good. And I wasn't even thinking about it. And I just went to like open the supplement cupboard, and I looked in there, and there it was, 1UP Nutrition pre-workout. I took a full scoop of it, a full intense scoop that had 250 milligrams of caffeine in it, plus a bunch of other things, plus creatine, plus I had already taken creatine in the stim-free version. I didn't sleep all night. I was literally up in agony all night. I was in and out of the bathroom. My heart was beating out of my chest. I literally never want to take pre-workout again. So, moral of the story is don't do that. Be extra cautious, be observant, double check things, all right? Because I did not sleep at all. I literally was non-functioning all day today, and basically still am, but I am rallying for you guys because this one's an important topic for me. So bear with me. That is the long preface to the hot mess express that I am, but aren't we all at times, right? So just a little tip for you there. Please I do not suggest pre-workout late at night, especially right after a stim-free pre-workout. The double creatine does not go over well with the balance. Oh, but who likes my sweatshirt? It glows in the dark too. Thought it was very Vlogoween, a fish.
Can I see it? Glowing? No, it's too bright.
You kind of get the point, but it actually does glow in the dark, really cool. Then Jason, it like scared Jason when he went in the closet the other night. So anyways, I threw a little poll up on Instagram last night, kind of asking you guys, because I think I see things from a different perspective, because I follow a lot of dietitians, and I follow dietitians who don't necessarily preach or practice the same things as me, and that's not so that I can hate on them. It's because I try to always keep an open mind to other ways of doing things. I feel like I don't know it all. I'm always kind of fine-tuning my skills or how I approach things. So I still follow a lot of people who are in the very much so, you know, Haze movement, health at every size, body positivity, and what comes with that. A lot of their feed posts are very focused on anti-diet culture and things of that nature, which I find great. A lot of the content I relate to, and some of it I don't relate to. Some of it I do things a bit differently. So I bring this up because, well, let me just see what the poll ended up being, if it's still on here. I asked you guys if you felt like I said, do you think trying to get healthy and lose weight is bad? And 97% said no, and 3% said yes. Which, you know, sometimes people write me and they're like, I meant to hit no, or I meant to hit yes. It ended up being 15 people said yes, feeling like it's harmful. 584 people said no, so the majority says no. I am also of the stance of no, but I still want to have a discussion on it, and feel free to have open dialogue in the chat. I haven't really said hi to all of you guys tonight. I apologize. I'm being so selfish talking about poor little tired me, but thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate all of you for being here and taking time out of your day. Time is very precious. I totally understand that. So thank you for being here. And I'm looking in the chat box instead of looking at you, but feel free to enter in any of your comments as we go about discussing this topic. I want it to be an open discussion, because certainly my beliefs aren't the end all be all. I'm always open to how other people view this topic. But I do have some opinions on it, and I already wanted to discuss Jaclyn's journey because I have been following it. I do follow Jaclyn Hill. I understand, and we're not going to really, I don't really want to get into talking about her as a person necessarily. I understand she's had a lot of ups and downs in her time being on YouTube, and I'm not here to bash anyone or really like get into all that. I more so wanted to talk about kind of what she's been dealing with being willing to put her health journey documented online. She is someone that has been scrutinized for at least the past year or two about her weight, you know, people commenting on her weight, that she's either pregnant, that she's overdone the filler, she looks like a different person, etc., etc. So she's someone that was already heavily scrutinized to begin with in regards to her body. It seemed like she'd always handle it well, she may address it, but to me, I felt like, you know, to be that discussed in terms of what your body looks like, it's gotta be hard as shit to show up every day, especially if you're someone that doesn't feel super confident. For any of us, when we're not confident in something, or one of our little flaws, and someone on the internet points it out, even if they're a hater or a troll or no one, at the end of the day, it hurts and it stings, regardless if you have 20 subscribers or 5 million subscribers. At the end of the day, I do feel like we're all humans, even though some of us may be living in a different league than others. It does not matter. People are still humans. So, yeah, if you don't know who Jaclyn Hill is, I am going to pull up her video, but I wanted to mention this because her last video, we're going to go through the clip, but I just think I was almost like shocked that she was willing to put her health journey online and document it, because she was already so scrutinized and so under a microscope of how she looked, and people always commenting. Like any video she posted, people were critiquing the size of her face and, you know, things like that. She didn't really show a lot of her body anymore. Just stop. Don't even try to be quiet,
I
babe.
was trying to cook.
I know.
I'm so hungry.
Just eat.
I'm so
The
hungry.
more you try to be quiet is when you drop things and break them. It's true. Which P.S. Thanks to Sarah Paget. She's not here tonight. Maybe she is. She hooked me up with the Halloween Horror Nights 30-year anniversary cup. So Jason and I already have it, but it's coming down to Florida with me, and I can't do math right now.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days will be there.
Jason used his fingers to count that.
God's calculator.
God's calculator. So anyways, I had some thoughts on Jaclyn's journey to begin with, being a dietitian, because I'm like, this girl's a millionaire, and I'm really proud of her in some of the ways that she's handling herself, and then in other ways I just want to take her and be like, let me guide you, Jaclyn, like let me help you with just like a few little things here and there to tweak. But overall, I was kind of happy to see some of what she was doing. She really has been making an effort to do more of a lifestyle change. You know, she is kind of removing things from her diet, but she's still having quote unquote cheat meals or cheat days. Whatever, if you're into labels or not, I think we all have days where we let ourselves eat things we don't always eat. Maybe you don't if you're super strict or under medical restrictions, but you know, for a lot of us, we do. We have days where we're like, F it, I'm gonna enjoy myself, whether you call it a cheat day or not. I think sometimes people get bogged down with the terminology and stuff like that. But I didn't think her approach to this has been that bad, actually. Even with working out, she says she doesn't like working out, and that's been something she hasn't been doing much of, but she has been focusing on the diet. So my little dietitian hat's on, and I'm like, look at her making the small changes that she's able to make, but not totally restricting herself, not putting herself on a fad diet. So those were just a few of the things that I had seen that I was like, you go, Glen Coco. You go, Jaclyn Hill. Her last video, she was wearing a waist trainer, and I would like to tell her to not do that, because that is not something helpful for her whatsoever. I'm not sure who instructed her to do that, but you know what? You see the Kardashians do it. You see people get paid tons of money to still promote these waist trainers. They're still out there. People still use them. I follow people that use them. I'm not going to unfollow you because you use a waist trainer. That's your own choice. But is it necessary for her lifestyle weight loss journey? No, but whatever, you know, whatever floats her boat. But I want to quickly share, I'm curious if you guys have been watching her journey, if you want to just like let me know in the chat box so I know how many of you are just familiar maybe with the last video she did that she titled I'm Done. You know, the internet is toxic. So there's a clip at the end of that where she kind of went into a bit more detail. Yeah, some of you knew about the waist trainer. But anyways, I'm going to pull that up just so you guys can listen to it, and we can have a little bit of a discussion on that as well. All right, so this is Jaclyn Hill, if you guys didn't know. So I've got it on a little bit of a higher speed just to kind of speed things along here, but this is the part where she just kind of sits down and she wants to address that she's just kind of sick and tired at this point.
I hate talking about, but I'm just going to because that's what we're doing here right now. We're keeping it real and 100, if you will. And I posted that I got like that beret mac and cheese on my Insta story. And I can't even begin to tell you the amount of people in my DMs right now telling me this isn't healthy, Jaclyn. You're not going to lose weight eating stuff like this. When are you actually going to take this serious? When are you actually going to lock it up?
So I just want to stop her right there because that's like one thing that really always irritates me. She's just mentioning like, and she showed it in that YouTube video too, that was a day where she was treating herself. They stopped and she got a thing of macaroni and cheese. You know what? Fine. You can eat macaroni and cheese if you're trying to make lifestyle changes and still try to lose weight. So she posted on stories. She's got like 5 million followers on stories as well. And then influx of the haters come in telling her what she can do and cannot do. I've been following her. I'm a dietitian. I actually can instruct people on what they should do and not do. And I have never once left a comment telling her I think she should do this or do that or not do that. It's really not my place. I was just reading your comments. Were you guys able to hear that clip I played so far of her? It was kind of going a little bit fast. I could slow it down, but yeah, I think she's stunning to Lexi. She's stunning with no makeup on, and then she slays the face. But so she puts that up there, just showing that she ate macaroni and cheese, and all of a sudden, influx of people telling her that she can't eat that and that it's a problem, this, that, and the other thing.
Adjusting the sound.
Okay. Which I'm not surprised by that she got an influx of people, because the second you say you're on a diet, it's like you can't win. If she's too fat, to everyone that follows her, they're going to continue to critique her body. Now that she's trying to make healthier changes, they're going to critique the changes that she's making. It was a little bit muffled. Okay.
Probably because I wonder if it's not picking up the computer stuff.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
We've never done this before where we've played a video, so it is a little bit of a
So let me try to figure it out quick for
work
you guys.
in progress.
So you can keep
but
chatting with them.
Sure. It's just for me, it like ticks me off because I feel like you can't win, and I get where her frustration immediately comes in, where she can't win. Like, people have placed her into a box of what they deem is appropriate to do if you're trying to get healthy. And she continues to say it time and time again. She's not trying to do a fad diet. She is someone that loves pasta. She loves cheese. She loves things like this. So she's not going to take them out of her diet completely.
And it's like, I'm like literally getting shaky right now. My hand is getting shaky. It's getting so frustrated because this is the kind of toxic behavior the internet delivers on a daily basis. No matter if you have 600 followers, no matter if you have 600 followers, it's just so toxic and it's so bad for your mental state. And it makes me literally want to like record myself just shoving that mac and cheese in my face. Like, oh, you don't want me to eat mac and cheese? Well, guess what? I do.
So that brings up a good point too, because then she mentions that, you know, just by like seeing people write that to her, it then triggers her. It literally gave the opposite effect of her feeling like helpful, criticism. It was more judgmental, and it made her want to do the opposite. It sounded like it almost triggered her where she wanted to just binge and eat all the mac and cheese and say a big F you to everyone. And I actually kind of, yeah, it's getting really echoey right now, Jai. There's an echo going on.
So I guess I can't have it both.
Trying new things. Appreciate you guys bearing with us through it.
How's it sound now?
Do I still sound like I'm in a stadium? Or are we good to go? Lexi says it sounds dramatic. I think it sounds good. I don't personally hear the echo anymore.
So basically, I guess they can only hear it through this. So when you do it, I'll just bring the mic down there.
Gotcha, okay.
That's why you're getting the echo, because it's coming from the computer and that.
Right. So yeah, I definitely understand her frustration there. And I feel like, you know, even if you are someone that is outwardly, like I was outwardly doing a cut this summer, I never wanted to feel like I had to hide if I was eating something that you guys wouldn't deem as appropriate on my cut. You know, and in my head, I'd probably be like, who are you to tell me what I can and can't eat? You don't know what I eat day to day. So I definitely understand her sense of frustration there. But let me, you want to help me play this sound? Let me finish playing out the clip a little bit more, just to kind of wrap up what she had to say about the internet being so toxic.
Not the best audio.
Not the best audio, guys, but you'll get the gist here.
It's so frustrating because, like I said a million times, I'm not over here like, okay, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in a month and a half. I'm not trying to do a crash diet. I'm trying to make healthier choices. And that means I still get to have Doritos when I want them, and I still get to have bites of pasta when I want it. I'm not gonna sit over here and deprive myself. Now, I am depriving myself in the sense of like, when it's 9 o'clock at night, I'm on the couch, I'm like, ooh, I'm craving pizza. No, I'm not gonna eat pizza because that's not good for my brain, it's not good for my body, and it's gonna add fat to me, and I don't wanna do that because I don't feel good. I will say, I'm feeling better. I have lost weight, my jeans are fitting good right now, I'm feeling great, but I'm just talking about in general. And it's just so toxic, and this is the kind of stuff that pushes people to develop eating disorders. And I have several people in my life who have struggled with very bad eating disorders for a long time, and they see these kind of things people say to me, and they're like, what the f***? Like, it's just like, enough. It's toxic, okay? Like, we're trying to bring positivity over here. We're trying to do good for ourselves. There was someone on Twitter who was ranting about me Oh, also side note, by the way, the reason that my chest is a totally different color, it's like reddy pink compared to my face, is because I have tanner on right now, and when I wash the tanner off, it's like gold.
Such a woman.
Anyway, so there was this girl on Twitter, there were several people joining in on it, talking about how toxic this Jaclyn's Journey video is of me posting weekly updates on where I'm at, saying that I am pushing diet culture and I'm encouraging young ladies to lose weight and I'm discouraging body positivity. And I'm like, dear God, I don't understand how the internet can take anything and twist it and manipulate it. I don't know if it's for attention, I don't know if it's for views, but since when is getting healthy a bad thing? I'm sorry, you're not gonna convince me it's a bad thing. Literally, there was someone on Twitter that said she's pushing herself to work out even when she doesn't want to. This is so unhealthy. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, me forcing myself to get on the treadmill and walk for 30 minutes, you're gonna make that a negative thing? Whew. I think my rant's over. I'm gonna get that off my chest. It's having a little hot moment.
All right, we can stop her clip there. She goes on just a little bit more, but not a ton. But she kind of hit the nail on the head because it literally made me think about these people that are complaining about her, because this is something I've been not sensitive about, but aware. I've been aware that there is definitely a divide in the, at least the dietitian community. It's very split. I've mentioned this in a few of my vlogs. Actually, I think in the Vlogoween vlog, I did mention this about a little social media rant I talked about, that, you know, there's a certain group of people that feel like if you are assisting anyone in trying to lose weight, if you're trying to lose weight yourself, you are against body positivity, you are part of the problem, essentially. You are basically telling young girls they all need to lose weight. And it's just, I just saw a meme the other day about it. Like, it's just, it doesn't matter what you say, you're offending someone. If just because what I write or do on social media doesn't exactly align with what you're doing in your life, doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that it's harming someone. If you are that triggered by every little thing that you read on social media or on the internet, then I personally think you need a detox from it all. If you are that sensitive that you're not able to see the difference between what one person is doing for themselves and that doesn't impact you, then I think you need to just kind of check out of socials, right? Just trying to read some of your comments as well. Yeah, I kind of feel like go her. I was really proud of her in the fact that she continues to reiterate she is going to eat mac and cheese. She is going to have these things when she's craving them. You know, if you watch her vlog, she'll be like, I had a great week, or I've been 9 days, you know, feeling like I'm eating really healthy. Now, some people would argue like, well, you shouldn't have to track how many days are good, things like that. Get over it. She needs the structure right now. She is trying to make small changes and commend herself as time goes on, and also be realistic of knowing when things are starting to feel really restrictive and that maybe she is really craving something and she wants to honor her cravings. I don't think that means she's anti-body positivity. She even said it wasn't about her, even though she is tracking her weight loss efforts. I got the idea that it was more about her feeling better. She hasn't been feeling good. If this was her just responding to, you know, people attacking her with her body, I think she would have crash dieted long ago. She's been in the media now for at least 2 years with people critiquing her body. You know, she gained weight. She openly admit that. She's gone through some things. We all know this. And she gained weight. She talked about it. She was dealing and coping in unhealthy ways. So you know, again, you don't know the full story from social media, but I get the impression that she is trying to do what she can to better her health. And she's trying to do it in a realistic way that she can continue this. She's not just hopping on keto to drop a quick 20 pounds and call it a day and try to and hope that she can sustain that. She's really actively working on how to manage the things that she normally was eating in her day-to-day. She's someone that always has family around. She has an entire media room filled with every snack delicious treat you could ever imagine. She's always got her nieces over and other family members, and they're having parties, and food is a big part of the social dynamic unless you're a hermit or you don't have people around as much. And she's not that person. She's extremely social. So it's definitely a double-edged sword when we talk about diet culture. I use that term sometimes too. I think there are certain things we can do and shift our mindset to get away from the toxicity that is diet culture, but I also think that there's been this creation of anyone trying to get healthy and change their body is that they're harming other people, you know, and they are just for diet culture and they're supporting diet culture just because they're trying to better themselves. And I don't believe that's true, you know, because I still believe some people do need to lose weight, and not every dietitian agrees with me on that. Now, I also agree that weight doesn't always dictate health. Someone could be in the overweight classification of things, which BMI standards need to be thrown out the door anyways, right? But if someone's overweight or has a higher body fat percentage, that doesn't always mean they're unhealthy. That doesn't always mean they're gonna drop dead. That doesn't always mean they're gonna have cardiac arrest. That doesn't mean that they're not gonna live longer than the guy who runs marathons and only eats chicken and broccoli. It doesn't always equate that way. So the judgment just needs to stop, you know? And I get it. She's openly putting herself online. I do that too. I've done it. I just did it this summer with my summer cut. And it always makes me a little bit nervous because I'm aware that people see this and view this as someone always dieting or always promoting dieting and diet culture. And it's absolutely not what I stand for. For me, my summer cut was about me getting healthier. If you guys recall, for me, that journey was similar, that I wasn't putting myself first. I was just letting stress and other things be an excuse for everything, and I was going through the motions. And I'm someone that's always been, you know, fitness has been a part of my life. It was an outlet I found at a younger age that gave me a lot of confidence that I never had before. So when I'm not prioritizing that, I notice my confidence drops in all areas of my life. I notice my mood drops. I notice all these other things other than maybe my pants fitting tighter, other than maybe a little extra flab on my underarms, you know, like there's other things there that do make us feel bad and are okay to want to change. But that's the other thing with some of the diet culture dietitians. They're like, oh, I love that the fitness industry is packaging it up that it's for health when it's still toxic and part of diet culture. And I don't know what you guys feel. I don't know what you see out there. Don't get me wrong, there is stuff that still is diet culture. I don't, you know, for me personally, I don't prescribe people to hop on fad diets. And I've said it before, that's not something I do. But again, I'm not open to the idea of someone using a certain strategy if that feels like that's what it's working for them at the time. All right, so, and yes, I see someone talking about cheat meals in the comments. Again, that's something that's terminology I threw out the window years ago. But you know what? I threw that out the window years ago because it was harmful to my relationship with food. And just because something was harmful to me doesn't mean it's harmful to someone else. And that's another thing I see, and I'm just gonna say it, and I hope I don't offend anyone, but I feel like a lot of the dietitians who are very strongly in this extremist category of not helping anyone lose weight are the dietitians that were diagnosed with eating disorders and were in eating disorder treatment and are therefore in recovery for the rest of their lives. So I understand when you're that person that every little thing you have to be cautious about, but that doesn't mean that every other person in the world has disordered eating habits to that degree. That doesn't mean that for any other person to track macros that it's harmful to them. It doesn't mean that for someone to say they're going to have cheat meals once or twice a month that that's a harmful thing to do. I think we need to quit judging people so hard. And I agree with Jaclyn. I think it's fucking crazy that people are attacking her when she's just trying to do something good for her health, and literally she's been attacked for the past 2 years about being too fat. So what do you want from her? What do you want from her? You know, I really appreciate her transparency, you know, about the things like she doesn't like working out. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like how it makes her feel. She hasn't gotten to that stage where she's found something that she enjoys doing, and she's not doing it consistently yet. You know, I actually appreciate that, because I'm so used to working with people who will come to me and say, I don't work out at all. Should I start working out 6 days a week and eating 1,200 calories? And I'm like, why on earth would I have you do that? You're someone that's not working out at all. I would never expect or ask you to go work out 6 days a week. So there's this disconnect between where people are currently at and what they think they have to do to be successful. We gotta meet in the middle, and guess what? Everyone's middle is a little bit different. And Jaclyn Hill is just sorting out her shit and finding her middle, okay? Her middle doesn't need a waist trainer. It doesn't. I do just want her to not even hire me. Clearly, I'd offer her free services, but I'm surprised if she doesn't already have like a dietitian or someone in her team of people kind of helping her, but not everyone does. And I had this discussion with someone in my DMs today, because clearly she's financially able to hire people. You know, I think sometimes we look at celebrities, and I would consider her celebrity status. I don't know if you guys would, but we look at celebrities and we think, wow, they're rich enough, they can just hire the people to do all the things for them. They can hire the chef, they can hire the dietitian, they can hire the trainer. It doesn't matter if you have the money to do those things or not, whether you're rich or not, or educated or not. It's about being ready to do those things, and if those are even the ways that you want to approach your goals. It's always a little bit something different for everyone. So I absolutely believe that it does make a difference where you're at in your own journey, what your history entails, if you come from a history of an eating disorder or not. I feel like the way I was trained is similarly to, I think of eating disorders like alcoholism. You will forever be in recovery. It's not something that you have, it's a, you know, like you have a bout of diarrhea and it's done. It's not like that. It is forever part of you that you have to actively be aware of. So when I see dietitians who are so extreme in that side of things, it makes sense to me when I understand that they preach these specific things, because I think that is what they need. But I was trained as a dietitian, and again, I'm coming from my own experiences, that you can't inflict your own personal beliefs about what you do, what I do. I can share ideas of what I do, I can share things like that, but just because I do something or I've experienced something, there's a level of self-disclosure of what you should disclose with your clients, but also keeping into consideration, are your own personal beliefs impacting how you treat your clients and how you handle your clients? Now, you can absolutely say whatever the heck you want on social media, right? To a degree. They are censoring certain things. Obviously, we won't even talk about, you know, we know why they're shadow banning people and whatnot, but oh, trust me, I've DM'd Jaclyn Hill. I reply to a story nearly every day from that lady. She doesn't open them. Totally understandable. She's got 5 million followers. She don't know who I am, but she has commented back on a couple of the video comment. I try to comment on people's videos, but I'm not over here trying to get fame or trying to get clicks from using her name. I just genuinely am. I am a fan of her, even though I understand why some people are not, why some people are done with her. She has had her own ups and downs with drama in her life. But I think she's doing good, and I think the message she's putting out there is good, and I like to see that, because she is someone that has her nieces in her life, you know, and she's not, when she's around her nieces and her family, she's not telling them how they have to eat. Now, she may joke and make comments and things like that, but I really feel like she is handling things. I'm rather impressed with how she's doing things. I really thought I was going to see her go on a fad diet. Thank you, Yoda Man. Much appreciate the contribution for $20. Thank you. Very sweet. You can donate. Yeah, you can donate through lives. It's very cool. I was just trying to peruse some of your comments to see what other... yeah, Amanda LaShawn says there can be a dietitian for all types of people. And I agree with that too. I think that's what I struggle with, is I get a sense within our own dietetics community that this group of people is not okay with the other people trying to do different things with people. You see what I'm saying? It's like they are just they find this to be an ethical issue, that this is the only way that you practice and work with people, and it's intuitive eating and it's body positivity, and you should never monitor your weight again or step on a scale. And I'm not saying that there aren't people that aren't in that box, that there aren't the people that should not be handled that way. There certainly are. There's been clients I've turned away because I feel like they have a lot of active issues, and I do things online, and I feel like I would never want to trigger someone with the strategies that I use as a coach. So if I don't feel you're a good fit, I'm gonna tell you that. And there are a lot of clients I'll turn away if I feel like eating disorder tendencies are high. Or I'll discuss with clients different strategies that we'll do based on their own histories. If they have a history of more obsessive tendencies or an impaired relationship with food, we may not weigh so heavily on weighing on the scale or even tracking macros. It just depends. I think there's different strategies that can be used, and that's part of why a dietitian is trained the way we are. We're trained to learn how to counsel different groups of people. So I think that's where I kind of can tangent a bit, because it becomes a bigger issue to me that the dietetics field just isn't open-minded to that anymore. And even still within this community, it's like there's certificates for weight management that the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics puts on. I may actually, for my continuing education credits, I've done that class before, but I may do it again just to kind of update some things and get their stance on it. But one of my dietitians that I work with, that I supervise, she just did that course. And I asked her, I said, in your weight management course, can you tell me what they discussed in terms of the health at any size movement and what their take was on that? And she was like, I have no idea what that is. They did not discuss it whatsoever. So the health at any size movement, they have discussed it at like the annual food and nutrition conferences. It actually was going on this week. They've had like debate panels about it. I didn't go then, but I guess it got pretty heated because it's a heated topic within our community right now. I mention this because I think it's important. Many of you are not dietitians who follow me, but I want you to be aware of it, because when you're following folks on social media, remember, we all have our own opinions. We all have our own thought processes. And I love that you guys do hold me at a higher standard than maybe your average Fitspo, because you know I went through school, you know I got trained, you know I passed a certification, and you know I continue to do required education in effort to maintain my RD credential. But just because I say something, sometimes I do say things on here and social media, why I love it, we can speak our opinions. And just because it's my opinion, or even my opinion that week, and maybe it's not my opinion next week, doesn't mean it's the hard, fast truth or the truth for you. So I just want you guys to be cognizant of that as well as you're going through social media and things that you consume. And as you're commenting on other people's social media, let's use this as a time to talk about that discussion. Creating TikToks about people. Maybe people think I'm shit because I'm sitting here creating a video kind of talking about Jaclyn Hill. Now, I'm not talking about her in a negative light, but I am using her as an example to create a discussion. But just have an awareness when you're responding on people's stuff. Just because you don't agree with something, it's okay to have an adult conversation just because you don't agree with something. But I guess my point is to keep an open mind, and the more I've learned to keep an open mind, it has helped myself improve my relationship with food. I did self-disclose that openly on my YouTube with bodybuilding and things like that. You know, I had disordered tendencies, never an eating disorder, but I had tendencies to overexercise. I had tendencies to be consumed with being thin. I have a whole video about it, trigger alert. It's definitely not for those folks who are actively struggling, but sure, I had my own shit going on. I think we all do, but different levels of a degree. You know, we all have different degrees of it. But I've worked really hard to kind of fix that and repair that. And I think with that, a lot of it has been from just having an open mind and, you know, becoming more open to things. Yeah, Caitlin brings up a good point too in terms of personal trainers as well. You know, just because someone has a certification doesn't always mean they're good at it. And it's same as true as being a dietitian. I mean, I do like that folks are being aware and being mindful of finding people that have credentials. I do think it's important, especially if you're someone that has medical issues or could potentially have medical issues, because I'm telling you, the Fitspos, the trainers that don't know anything about how to handle someone medically are in way over their head by just prescribing macros or giving people these terrible meal plans. And that still happens all the time. I think a lot of people, not because of cancel culture, but I think we're in a culture now where people are feeling more empowered to speak up against things that they know are wrong. So I think people are getting called out more, and we have easy platforms to call people out when we think they're doing shit, you know? So I hope we don't see that as much, but again, you know, we all have different opinions on this stuff. So it's important to find the right fit for you too. If you are someone that's looking to work with a coach, work with a trainer, work with a dietitian, don't just find someone that fits your price point. Find the person that fits your person. Like, find the person that is someone that you know you have a good connection with, you have a good flow with, you feel comfortable communicating openly and honestly with. There's a lot of give and take in those relationships. It should be a two-way street. It shouldn't just be the trainer, what are you going to give me? And I give you the cash and you tell me the things to do. It should be a back and forth relationship. So keep that in mind as well. Just reading some of your comments. Yeah, I agree with Grumpy Berry. Like, I feel like she definitely, like, it shows, like, she likes snacks. She likes what you want to call crap food, if you will. She likes going out to eat at a fancy restaurant with her boyfriend or whatever. Like, it's not realistic for her lifestyle for her to never eat pasta again when that's her favorite frickin' food and she was eating it several times a week. Like, it sounds to me like she's made a lot of really good changes. And you know, she even mentioned, like, at nighttime, when it's 9 o'clock at night and she knows she doesn't need to eat just because she's having a craving, she's not going to honor every craving. That's not what intuitive eating is about. And that's where people kind of get confused about intuitive eating, and then maybe they just want to do the all-in approach. I don't know. You know, again, it's about finding what works for you. But I think that's a good approach, really. You know, it sounds like she's trying to assess when the time is right, when she's like, no, I'm having a craving. I feel good about where I'm at, and I'm gonna go enjoy this meal today. But, you know, later on, she knows when to kind of assess and say, no, I'm gonna occupy myself doing something else, you know. And it takes a lot of kind of assessing your own self. That's why even as a dietitian, when I work with people, I can't just hand you the prescription of what to do. It doesn't work like that. There's so much work that we all have to put in on our own end to make the changes. Because you have to first figure out where the issues are. You know, where am I having struggles? Where are the struggles? And then you have to assess, why are those struggles occurring? And could I have done something differently in that moment to produce a different result that would have left me feeling a different way? So it takes a lot of peeling back the layers of the onion, if you will, to really assess your own lifestyle and the changes that you need to make and feel like you're able to make. My throat is so dry. I don't have the lav mic on, so I can do them. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to say about that. I think that kind of summarized the main points that I wanted to get across to you guys. I don't know. I'm not here to promote Jaclyn Hill. I think what she's done in her videos has been really good, and she does have a very large audience. So I like that she's not out there promoting the fad diet, you know. Is what she's doing perfect? There is no perfect. Just because it's not what you and I may be doing to a T doesn't mean it's wrong. You know, just because maybe you wouldn't go get mac and cheese while you're in your 4th week of trying to get healthy doesn't mean her doing it is wrong or bad, or she's a failure, or she's not, you know, a good role model for making healthy changes. So I think we need to kind of quit being so critical of everyone else and kind of place the criticalness inward and quit really having to have so many opinions on literally everything. Although maybe I'm a hypocrite because I'm standing here for 45 minutes giving you guys my opinions on stuff. But I'm allowed to have an opinion, right? That's what I'm here for. That's why you guys come here, is for my opinion. So I'm proud of her, actually. I really think if I was her, the amount of criticism that woman takes, whew, it would be hard to show up. I have been blessed here on YouTube for about almost 10 years in a week or two, that I would say the majority, like literally 95% of all comments, and if you don't hear what I'm saying, go watch all the Britney documentaries. The shit people put Britney through back in 2009 when she was literally going through mental health crises, and they were just critiquing her and calling her crazy. It's just horrible what is done to people. The higher status you have too, it's like even Perez Hilton just said it himself on the, I'm such a pop culture whore, watching the Brittany Murphy documentary earlier today, and he said shit about her back in 2009 before she died. He was like, you know, talking crap about her, and in an interview someone asked him like who the next celebrity would be to die, and he randomly named her off. And he was just like, man, that was a horrible question to even ask, number one. Number two, it was horrible of me to even answer. So I think there has been shifts in the culture of social media and even with celebrity status. But I just think it's something we need to be aware of, regardless if you're a celebrity or if you're talking to someone online who has 50 followers. Well, let's just be kind to people. Let's just understand that we all do things differently. And can't we all just get along? And I think you guys probably have a lot of the same feelings as me. That's why you're here. That's why maybe you enjoy my channel and why you relate to some of the things. Hey, Brittany Jordan, thank you for subscribing. That reminds me, before we close on out this video tonight, be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Also, let me know in the chat box, if you don't mind, if you enjoy these live chats. Sometimes I just sit here and chat. I do try to kind of peek over at your comments and talk about them, but let me know if you enjoy these versus me just sitting down and filming a chat. Like, cause I could have just sat down and filmed this and put it up on YouTube, but then we didn't have this like live interaction. And I really do enjoy kind of seeing what you guys are saying and how you're responding to me. It just feels more real. I don't know, like, how to describe that. Like, it feels more personable, and that's what I really enjoy about this, is I feel like I know you guys. So yeah, let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. We'll probably keep doing more live chats. Jason and I do leave for vacation shortly, so I don't know if I'll have like another Vlogoween vlog here in my home, or if the next one will be in Florida or not. But also let me know if you guys would prefer, like, are we gonna do more than one vlog?
No, we can do a couple, we'll see.
Like, we've done it a couple different ways. Like, sometimes we've just done like
maybe we do two.
one vlog, or sometimes we do
like
a couple.
Like, you know, eating.
Like an eating vlog, and then like more of a spooky vlog, like a fun like activity vlog.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll probably have a couple vlogs for you guys down in Florida to conclude the Vlogoween series, and then we'll go from there. But I do hope to keep doing more lives, because I know not everyone is here for the Buff Bunny collection content. If you are and you use support code Kara, don't forget to send me over your screenshots though for the $1,500 giveaway that is happening this Sunday, October 24th, I'll be choosing 15 of you to win a $100 Visa gift card. So if you're watching this back, just know you still have time to shop and send me over your screenshots. But with that being said, I've just noticed how much engagement and like what an amazing group of community we've built here, like all through loving Buff Bunny collection. And loving me a little bit too. But so I was thinking, like,
Bruce Wayne, of course.
And Bruce Wayne, like, and Jason, you guys are always giving kudos to Bruce Wayne and Jason, but I would like to do more of these. You know, sometimes the live stream setup, it is what it is, if we can get it working or not, but Jason always goes above and beyond to try to make things happen, give us the best lighting, sound quality as possible. So yeah, we'll probably have more of these live chats. I like doing kind of like specific topic chats, but sometimes we just do live Q&As as well, which I know you guys like, because people like to kind of just ask questions about themselves. We all like to talk about ourselves, right? Maria Martinez, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, so be sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out. Probably after we conclude Vlogoween, we are going to go into more of these types of chats and more nutrition-based discussions, maybe less of the vlogs, just because I've been doing so many vlogs. So try to switch it up a bit, and I think you guys will like that shift as well. But thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that. We will absolutely enjoy our vacation. Thank you to any of you in here who did support me during the Buff Bunny collection launch as well. I can't thank you enough. So thank you guys. I hope you have an amazing night. Feel free, if you don't already, to follow me over on my other socials, which are just really Instagram. I don't really tweet much. So follow me over on Instagram if you guys are interested in following Jason and I on our vacation. Jason Corey 411. He will, we'll both be doing stories and posts while we're on vacation. And you can also check out Jason's channel. He's killing the YouTube game with Bruce Wayne over there, and lots of fun family content. Not much different, but different content. You get different stuff of the Coreys. So if you're in the Corey crew, you got all kinds of places you guys can go support us. So I hope you guys have an amazing night. Tomorrow is Friday, and I cannot wait for it. But right now, I am gonna take my ass to bed. So much needed. Thank you for joining me